firstly, I finally got to see A Quiet Place day one. I loved it. What were your initial reactions to the movie?
I thought it was cool.
That's it. That's it, fam. You just thought it was cool.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Brittany, what did you think about the movie?
I liked it. I mean, I thought that it was the very first Quiet Place. I feel like it's kind of one of those ones where you can't really beat it.
Mm,
But I thought this was a good introduction to, setting these same like the aliens in a different kind of perspective. Because obviously, when we see them in A Quiet Place Part One and A Quiet Place Part Two, it's obviously, there's not as many humans around. There's not power as we know it, so it's not loud and everything. So it's interesting to actually see them reacting with a place that has so much noise like New York. So for me, that part was really interesting. Though it did make me mad, all the noise that the military people were making. I'm like, y'all realize people are sheltering in place and you're
yeah.
making all this noise. And I'm just like, this is how everyone keeps getting eaten. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I mean, the cat was also the MVP. Shout out to Frodo.
Bruh. All right. Frodo. All right. I am Frodo. I support that cat. Like it won me over by the end of the movie, but at the beginning when it first started and everything happened, I was just like, all right, you got to go. Like
If it gotta be the cat versus
if it got it,
Lupita,
because that must have been the most well trained cat I've ever seen in my life. How we not got one meow throughout the movie, but besides that, I just want to say I really did enjoy this movie. I think it stands as, I don't want to say it's my favorite of the franchise, but it's up there because personally, I think I have a bit more personal like connection to it because although like I went into this not so much completely blind, but I didn't realize that the hold on, water break, boy's thirsty. But I didn't realize Lupita's character had cancer and started the movie in a hospice. So that right off the back, that touched me a little bit because I had a close family friend that I lost recently that died of cancer, and she was like very resembled Lupita's appearance in a lot of ways. So it really like got me hooked in from a personal level from the beginning. Just seeing her character just not only struggle but like try to find happiness like as what could be one of her last days. But besides that, I do want to say like although I fully love the movie, I want to say it felt like not A Quiet Place like day one, but like although we did get to see like the meteors and everything crash, like personally for me, I would have like it, I would have loved to see that maybe we get in a deleted scene or something, like that small window when Lupita does knock out for them to actually realize like you got to be quiet to for them to like not kill you, because it's like we
how
get
they make that realization.
yeah, I'm like how like there could have been, because it felt like all right, everybody's like all right, we're quiet now, just just be quiet. So it didn't feel like a not necessarily prequel, it felt on the same.
Yeah, it felt like the same thing. I mean, not the same thing.
Not the same, but
like if we saw
from a different perspective.
different perspective.
Yeah.
And I think the of course the Quiet Place Part 1 and 2 were like in the middle of the country versus this one being in a big city. That's kind of what made it like cool and different too.
Yeah.
And I definitely think it's very interesting though, because we did see the day one concept in the Quiet Place Part 2 at the very beginning, like the opening sequence,
Yeah.
like that small city thing. And then that's also another one we didn't really know like how that happened. I think the movie, I think for me, I thought it was cool. I really enjoyed a lot of it. It was just short, which I don't mind, but I felt like the best parts were like the beginning / middle, and then it kind of petered to the end. Watching this movie made me realize I never really liked any of the Quiet Place endings. Like all the movies kind of end on like a quasi cliffhanger, like wait till you see what happens next. And then this one felt like another one, like, oh, wait till you see what happens next with Joseph Quinn. And I feel like they're kind of setting it up for a Quiet Place Part 3 where Joseph Quinn's going to,
like connect with with
yeah,
Evelyn and the family. That's
yeah. So I don't know, you know what I mean? But I feel like if that was the whole point of the movie, like we could have also got that in a flashback or something in the Quiet Place Part 3. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I love Lupita too, and that's also what Lupita's a great actress. So I can't be mad at anything she's in. But sorry, Brittany, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. I was just thinking, am I the only one who is just assuming that Joseph Quinn just is gonna died at some point? Not in this movie, but I mean, because the Jima Honsu character is in A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah.
And obviously Joseph Quinn is nowhere. I mean, he could have ended up somewhere else, but me just being like, oh, so does this mean that he fell off the boat or something. Because I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, maybe we find out what in A Quiet Place 3, but to the Jimon Hansu of all, I was a little disappointed, like, and so the moment I talked about where it's like, all right, Lupita gets knocked out, she wakes up, then they all realize like you got to be quiet. In that small segment while Lupita's knocked out, I think it would have been cool for it to be like Jarman's character to be the one to realize like, oh, we need to shut the fuck up, everybody be quiet. Because we had that intense moment where we had to kill that dude, so we like that dude wouldn't make noise so he could protect his son. I'm like, I would have loved to
see
seen
more of
his
that.
character fleshed out a little bit more, especially if you're going to bring him back. Because in the other one felt like not essentially a glorified cameo or anything, but it was like if you're going to bring a character back and like give him an actual name in this one, I'd give us a little bit more. That's my complaint of like because it was shorter. It was like the movie breezed through. So I feel like if we would have just we could have taken a little bit of a longer beat with John Min's character and his family and established that relationship, to like
So
fully.
there's a little colony situation.
Yeah, like so that's my personal opinion about that. But I want to say Lupita's acting just
She's great.
She does it all, and I was not pleasantly, I was surprised that the marketing across like Joseph and Lupita like co-star into this movie, but Joe doesn't come in until about like halfway through the film. But to this like he's a great actor, so I thought like we were able to really still empathize and relate to what he was going through. But I thought that was interesting that Lupita's actually the she's leading this the whole way through. And side note, I did not realize that was Alex Wolff until like 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh damn, that like.
Who was he? The nurse?
No, the dude with the beard. The nurse. I was like, oh wait, that's like that like the transformative actor. But Brittany, you got any other thoughts about the film?
I back to what you were saying about Lupita, her character being a cancer patient. I thought that was actually really, like, obviously watching it was, depressing and
Yes.
sad, but I also thought it was a good choice because obviously from what we've seen in the other films, it's all been, for what we see and what we know in those movies, like people that are generally like healthy and things like that. Minus, I guess, was in the first movie. There was the one kind of older man who looked like he was, I don't know, probably in his 90s or whatever. So I thought it was interesting to have her as someone with an illness because you even if you see it in movies, there's a lot of times where, especially people watch a movie, once you see the ending, she kind of like still lives life on her own terms and she makes her own decision for herself by the end of the movie. So I thought that was really well done. And I also just thought it was a good perspective just to see someone who is actively already going through like this illness or whatever hardship they're going through and then has to also deal with all of the alien invasion. So you're kind of tackling more than one thing at the one time, which I feel like in at least the first two movies, you don't have that as much other than the daughter of the John Krasinski and Emily Blunt character when she's dealing with how her hearing aids aren't really working properly and stuff. So I thought that was an interesting and I thought it was a well done like addition for this film.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it's like in A Quiet Place 1 and 2, it's like those characters are driven by a desire to survive. But in this one, she's driven by a desire to live, just to like get pizza, live her little normal New York life, even though there's aliens. Like she was outside by the fountain feeding the cat. I'm like, yo, you mad chill about this situation? Like I'd be freaked out. You outside the park walking your cat. I'm like, oh, come on now.
Yeah, and those scenes, especially like you can when she's emoting and struggling, like her body's in pain and stuff like that, and she's still having to try to escape and all that. You can feel I felt the emotional weight that Lupita was trying to bear and portray, and it was just like, damn, to your point, Brittany, that was a very interesting choice and perspective to put on, like, because it makes you think about like, damn, like, because in the previous movie, besides the hearing aid, to your point, I was like, I never really thought about how do people in this world now who have to survive on medicine, like what do they do, like what do people, like how do the people that have ailments and things like that still live on and still carry on? So it's just it made me think about like, damn, like this. I'm glad we hope, knock on wood, I don't want any aliens to come, but I'm glad we don't have to deal with that in this real world, because it's like that's intense, bro. It's like, I'm not trying to get deep with it, but damn, like, bro, like, cause to Joseph, the character going through to get the medicine from that place and have to, sneakily do that, but still, get it and take it back. We're getting into a little bit of spoilers, but side note, if that cat went into the alien hub or whatever, I would just be like, all right, bro, you gone. I'm not going into the alien hub to get you back. What you doing out anyway, bro? You should have been back with Lupita in the first, like the cat, bro. But by the end of it, I feel like that was a good marketing play for if you ever need an emotional support animal. It'll get you like.
If you ever need a cat,
yeah, like
they'll rock with you during the alien invasion.
During the alien, like
the part that I was laughing at is the fact that you said knock on wood, knock on wood, I hope we don't get cancer. Knock on wood, I hope aliens don't come.
I mean, bro, I follow some UFO pages. You don't like they be alien
channel. It's UFO channel. Dang, that's crazy.
Aliens could be real, bro. But no, I'm not being dead ass. But yeah, just overall, I think this is. I know some people didn't they don't have this as their top one or whatever. But I just think it was an interesting and good storytelling to put it from Lupita's angle. And to wrap it up, my question now for you guys is is there another type of like job person or any type of position you would like to see or like be portrayed in the third one that they've confirmed? Like, we don't have any real details. I know we're going to see Evelyn and the family and all them, but like, what is there what type of storyline would y'all like to see, or like type of what they approach with?
I feel like at this point, because they know how the hearing aids, like the frequency works, that it can kill the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need Emily Blunt. And I mean, at this point, the children are old enough they need to be like, alien hunters.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, let's she's on
one by one. Did Cillian Murphy survive A Quiet Place Part 2?
I want to say no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool though. He could just shave up the beard.
I can't remember. I cannot remember.
Come back as Oppenheimer, put on the little hat, and make it a scientist vibe. That'd be the way I would go for it. You know what I mean?
I think I want to go. I like Britany's approach. I think at this point, like we know the military out there and all that like that. So let's do a perspective of just like somebody like a black ops agent like that has to actually try and kill, like go on the field.
A black ops agent, Sean Black Lead. Hey. That was the best part about this one. We got Sean Black Lead. Shout out Sean Black Leads.
He said black ops. All right. That being said, I'm pretty pumped about I think with the third one, if that's not going to be I would hope that's like the finale. I don't think they need to, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll see something in the third one that opens it up for more exploration, or more like, let's do a mini series on Paramount Plus of like, all right, here's what this IT dude is doing now in his life post apocalyptics. But also my other question is like, do people not just fart in this world now? Like, what do you do if you like? What do lactose intolerant people do if they accidentally eat cheese or something?
Well, I'm assuming there's no cheese around. I mean, if you
that's true. There's no
cheese, no refrigeration.
Okay, that's true. So, but again,
the aliens probably also ate the cows. So
that's true. We've been in three movies now, and I haven't seen one person pass gas. Not that that's a critique or anything, but I'm like, what?
Right, everybody's just eating. Nobody's eating broccoli. Like, no gastric, bypasses.
What about people who snore?
Snoring. That's what I wondered about in this movie, because we heard some people snoring at one point in this film. I'm like, why are they snoring and they didn't get eaten up? I guess it's not.
Maybe the creature, the aliens, we'll tackle you, we'll kill you if you make noise. But if it's like a bodily noise, we'll respect you on that. We'll meet you halfway.
Right.
So not that they would actually do, but like maybe that's what like, all right. I can hear that. I sense the body is doing this what it's got to do. So I'm gonna respect it. But you make a noise outside of that, then I'm gonna kill you.
Right. Yeah, they
got some type of morals.
They got honor. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's like a Jedi. You can't kill a Jedi unarmed. Like the aliens are not gonna eat people sleeping. Now I do wonder though, if you are sleeping, you could either get one of those nose plug situations, or if you're smart with it, you get a couple tubes up your nose, get the oxygen going directly, and then you basically living the best life.
Bro, I feel like we need to make like a quiet place survival kit or something. We might be cooking here. Like if knock on wood again, if aliens do come, we're gonna be ready, bro.